Hi everybody, let's see, it's December the 6th. Yep, it's December the 6th. I can't believe it. Time is flying in December. I think it's about 3 more weeks until Christmas. About 3 more weeks. Oops, let me just see here. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. Hi Shannon, how are you? Can you hear me? I just want to make sure that you can hear me. Yes, you're good. Hi, Dawn. How are you? A very chilly day today. Wow. All day, I just could not get warm. It's just a chill in the air there. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Good. You can hear me. Thank you very much. I don't know why my phone's doing something very odd. It's like, maybe I'm too close to that button. So sorry, give me 1 minute here. Maybe why it's doing that. Hi, Marty. How are you? Hi, Kelly. Hi, Jackie. Hannah. Oh, there you go. That was the problem. Hi, everyone. Hi, Marie. How are you doing? Siobhan, how are you? Hi, Sammy. How are you? If you have any questions about mediumship, please type them in. I was doing a little kind of brainstorming the last few days, and my guides always give me something to talk about. So my guides this evening wanted me to talk a little bit about forgiveness. So I'll hold on to see if anybody has any questions. If you want me to go ahead and just chat a little bit about forgiveness, I will do that. Especially during the holidays, I find in December, my mind kind of goes to family and relationships and just, I guess, healing relationships. I find that the relationships with your family members are the most intense and the most emotional. So I know forgiveness is really important. And I was just thinking about a quote, the one that says, to err is human, to forgive is divine. And definitely it is divine to be able to forgive. It is hard work. It's a process. It takes time, sometimes years to forgive. But I truly do feel forgiveness is important because it opens up your energy. Because I find if you have resentment or anger towards anyone, it's almost like they're a monkey on your back and you're carrying them with you. So it's much better to forgive people and let them go out of your space, out of your aura. It doesn't mean that you've forgotten. It just means that you've forgiven them. And in a sense, you've helped yourself to heal. So that's why it's so important in terms of healing for me. That's why I think healing is really important. And I also, when things happen to me and it may really bother me in that moment, I've learned to kind of bite your lip if possible. I don't always do that. And just to remember I take everything in a positive light. And I say to myself, everyone's doing the very best they can at this moment in time, right? Everyone, I really don't think anyone goes out of their way to be cruel or to be mean. It's just where they are at that moment in time. So I always remember that. And I really try not to judge people. Sometimes I do, and I've got to do a little bit of work. I know I'm in the wrong mind space if I'm doing that. So I just remember everyone's trying to do their best. And I always remember the quote by Jesus, which is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. And I find that's a lot with humans in general. Sometimes they're just, they're stressed, they're busy, they're in their head, and they're just not thinking about what's coming out of their mouth, and they hurt people by mistake. So that's something really important, I think, to remember during this time of year. And I know that, and I say this to everyone, you want to do the work now while you're on the earth plane, or you want to do the work on the other side? Well, I'd rather do the work now when I'm on the earth plane and have that forgiveness and mend relationships. So when I'm on the other side, I can do other things that I'm really excited to be able to do, right? So I don't want to be worrying about relationships and fixing things up on the other side. I want to get most of those things all tied up and done while I'm here and get those lessons, right? Because relationships are always bringing you lessons and things you have to learn. And if you don't learn that lesson with whoever, I'm just going to say your sister, if you don't learn that lesson with your sister, I find that lesson comes in other ways. So now it's going to be your boss, your female boss, or maybe it's going to be your coworker, or maybe it's going to be your next door neighbor. So I find that lessons always trying to get through in some way. So I just wanted to share that. And that's just my own experience and what I noticed. And I find when I do forgive others, eventually that kind of like that pain, that kind of resentment, eventually it's kind of starts to fade and it goes in the background a little bit. And it's just a little easier to kind of be with that person. You just kind of, it's almost like a realignment. I guess that's the way to say it. And I always think that proverb, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So of course, boundaries are always important, and just remembering things, right? And not putting yourself in the same kind of situation. Or I would, if I'm meeting people that can sometimes trigger me, maybe that's a good word. I prepare and I go in with a really good mindset. I just think of things that I've heard people say and like, oh, that's so sad. Like it hurts my heart when I hear people say like, I'm never going to talk to them again. That's it. It's over. They say, you know, they burned their bridges. Tough luck for them. And I just think, don't you know what you're missing? Like you're avoiding a really important lesson here, and you have no idea what lessons or what blessings that person can bring into your life. So I hope I don't sound like I'm too airy-fairy, but I really believe in learning your lessons and mending fences and moving forward and really being a role model of what spiritual practice looks like, and being loving everyone unconditionally, be it human, be it plant, be it animal. It's just that loving unconditionally, because I really feel that's why we're here, right? It's all about love. It's about that evolution of your soul. So, you know, like I said, I'd rather learn my lessons here than on the other side, because there's so many awesome things I want to do when I'm on the other side. So ways that I've dealt with kind of forgiveness for myself, things like, you know, I acknowledge my emotions, how it makes me feel. That's quite a long process. I think with, oh boy, with my mother, I think years for that one. And then kind of the acceptance, right? Getting into that growth mindset. What did I learn from this, right? How am I going to move forward? Because I know the person is more important to me than how they made me feel in that moment. So it's like, what is more important, right? My mother, my love for my mother, the relationship was much more important than maybe action she took without putting a lot of thought into that hurt me deeply. So I know, and you know, and I really focused on the relationship and positive things. So when my mom passed, it was in a more positive place. And not only do I feel I received healing, but my mother did too before she transitioned. So that's really important. And just remember, you know, we are spirit having a human experience. We are here to learn. It's not supposed to be easy, right? It's not supposed to be easy. There's learning. There's always learning that's happening. And it's been shown, right? Researchers have shown, scientists have shown that forgiveness does reduce stress. It improves the immune system. And it really removes blocks, especially if you do mediumship. I've talked about this so much, how you have to do your inner work, right? You have to forgive people in your life, right? Because if you're going to be doing mediumship, you might be getting messages through for maybe a daughter from her father, and they had a really volatile relationship. So you've got to make sure your ego isn't involved and you're not blocking those messages that have to come through very clearly, right? A clear instrument for the spirit communicator. Some other things that you can do also is, you know, you can do affirmations. You can put out intentions for healing. I know rose quartz. Do I have a rose quartz here? This is my funny shaped one. Rose quartz is very healing, especially for self-love. And self-love is a really good place to start, because you really have to be able to understand yourself and love yourself to understand and love others fully, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Sorry, I feel like I just did a speech there, but my guide really wanted me to talk about this, and I saw this intention online, and I just wanted to share it. It's from thebroadplace.com.au, which I believe that's Australia. And I thought, wow, this is so beautiful, this intention for kind of living a higher life. And this is the intention. I will forgive. I will acknowledge past tensions, arguments, and falling out with people I loved. I will allow myself to forgive others and myself for moments when we all did not act from kindness. We're confused and hurt, and we're not in our personal power. So that's what it's about, right? Being in your personal power. So when you're in your personal power, you are empathetic, you're compassionate, you're aware of your own boundaries, who you are, as well as others. So I just kind of had to share that this evening because I'm thinking a lot about forgiveness. The other thing is I just wanted to share this quote because I thought this was really cool by Sue Monk Kidd. And it is, I learned a long time ago that some people would rather die than forgive. It's a strange truth. But forgiveness is a painful and difficult process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's an evolution of the heart. And I would just like to, further accentuate the whole idea that it's part of your life journey, right? The evolution of your heart, understanding what love is, giving, understanding what receiving love is. And all part of that is forgiveness. It is forgiveness. And just one more quote, Ben Greenhalgh said, forgiveness is a sign that the person who has wronged you means more to you than the wrong they have dealt. And that's what I mentioned earlier, right? My mother was more important to me than maybe some of the words that she said out of a place with a lack of personal power. So that was a decision I made when my mother was terminal. So I hope that was useful information. I was very inspired to share some of that. Absolutely. Sarah's just saying you can forgive, but won't forget. Absolutely. And I don't really think you should forget. It's almost like a little lesson. For myself, I see it's like a little lesson. It's like, right? It's like a little file in my soul there. It's right there. So I know, and I've learned that lesson, and I know it's not going to be repeated again. And it takes a while because you're a little like weary of that person and being around that person. And then it just kind of fades over time. You're like, wow, I miss this relationship so much. What was I doing? I don't even remember what the argument was about. And you really find that in my own personal life, that happened to me. And I'm like, I don't even remember what we were fighting about, but I love you. I miss you. And I'm so glad you're back in my life. And let's just enjoy this blessing. So I always try and be really positive. Are there any questions about mediumship after I just did my little forgiveness thing, which I hope you appreciated during the holidays and just going into the new year too? Nice fresh slate, right? Starting anew. And I think 2024 is going to be an awesome year. I'm really looking forward to it. Any questions people have about mediumship? And if you make the connection of forgiveness to mediumship too, quite often, not always, but quite often, spirit communicators will come through and just wanting to make amends, right? I'm sorry, I worked so often. I really did love you. What are some other things? I'm so sorry that during my passing was so difficult for you. So it's not even forgiveness in a way. They're just acknowledging how it affected you. Things that they did in their life, be it their passing, be it their work ethic, be it their lack of heartfelt emotions, which they now learned on the other side is so important. So they're able now to come through and express this because they're now so aware of that, which is so awesome. That we're always learning, and when you do go to the other side, there'll be a life review, and you're going to experience everything that you said or acted on, etc., that influenced other people. So it's like you're going to be on the other side of the fence now. You're going to see how you affected others. Oh, that's so beautiful. Desi said, I made amends with my mama before she passed. And so did I. And it was such a blessing. It really was. Such a blessing to have that time. And I said to I have 5 siblings, and I said to my sisters, forget the bullshit, forget the arguments, you get your ass in there and you just be with mom. Because 5 years from now, 6 years from now, you're going to regret it. And you're going to have to live with that for a long, long time. And I was so happy that, you know, they took my advice, and I made sure I did whatever I could to help my siblings to have that really nice platform or space in order to interact with my mom, because my mom was having a lot of difficulties. She wasn't in like a good state of mind since my dad passed. So I got a little rough. Like, you get your butt in there and you just sit and you just listen. Don't say anything. If you want to cry and be pissed off, phone me. I'll listen to you. Just don't do it with mom. Sarah's just saying, I wonder if my dad's sorry. And remember, I spoke about being your own medium too, and just, you know, putting your intentions out there. Maybe if your dad's on the other side, you might want to connect and feel into that. Sometimes it takes spirit a little longer. It depends on their personality too. My mom's never come through and said she's sorry, but she did come through, and I think that I said this last week, she came through and she acknowledged that my love of knowledge, my love of reading, all those things were her passions too. And basically through a medium, she just said to me, I never knew you could use your gifts to help others. For me, that was the apology. So she was just acknowledging that I'm using my compassion, my empathy, my mediumship skills to help others heal. So for me, that was a kind of apologies, just acknowledging, I'll take it. I'll take it. It was like, woo! It was like the sky opened up when I got that message from a medium. Any tips on discerning your thoughts or spirit may be trying to communicate? It's from spirit, maybe trying. Discerning our thoughts. Okay. So I think you mean there, sorry, that was Kelly. Are you meaning in terms of like monkey mind? So, number 1 is, right, sitting in the silence, practicing, just sit in the silence, because you've got to understand your energy, right? Your soul energy versus spirit's energy. And again, when you're getting a sign from a spirit communicator, you're usually thinking about them. They've been on your mind. And also there's that sense of your gut. You can feel it in your gut. It's like, oh my God, you know, dad just loved that. Or, oh my God, I remember when mom said that to me. And then you just know, boom, that is a sign from spirit. You just know. And, you know, it takes imagination. You know, you just got to surrender. You got to open up. Make it a game. Pretend, oh, it's my imagination. Just go with that for a bit. Because when you think, oh, it's my imagination, it's a game, it'll just open you up. You'll trust, you'll have faith, and then it'll come through. And again, and I've said this, when something comes through, and I know, like, for example, my dad came through in the beginning quite often. I'd say, hi, Dad, how are you doing? I got that. High five. So now I'm acknowledging I'm receiving that message so more can come through. They're like, oh, I got it. I know how to reach Wendy really quick. If I do this, she's going to get it. I hope that helped. I would, Marisa, I would like to know when someone passes, I smell their perfume. Oh, isn't that interesting? Very cool. So I forget what Claire that is. It's a funny one, but it's for smell. So that's awesome. And was it here last week? No, I gave a reading to someone. That's right. And I've never got such a strong sense of roses. It was like, I felt like the whole room was filled with roses. So that's just an awareness, a clear awareness that you have of spirit. Maria, I would just think, like, what are you doing? What is happening? Is it a loved one? Are they transitioning? Then you smell the perfume, almost like someone walking by you. You know, when I'm in the mall and a lady will walk by with really strong perfume, and like, whoa, you can feel them go by. So I would just need to know a little bit more about what you were doing at that time. So it could be that they're transitioning, they're leaving and moving to the spirit world. So it's almost like leaving their scent, right, as they move to the spirit world. That's very interesting. I would journal that and just observe that and see how that develops for you, Marie. That's fascinating. I smelled also my best friend's all the time. Oh, interesting. Again, so with the living and on the other side. So I would say that your spirit guide is working with you, developing that clair. So that's a really awesome clair. So they're experimenting with you to see if you can get this, and you're getting it. So that's awesome. If you want to further develop that, you could try things like when you're cooking, be aware of like cinnamon, nutmeg, what are the different smells, and discern between them, because that would be an awesome skill that you could use for smell. Think of all the different smells. So for example, I might get, what did I get last week? I got an image of fluff and sweet potato pie. So I'm getting clairvoyantly seeing. So Marie, you might get the smell and just know. So that could be one of your stronger clairs, one of your strengths. That's awesome. Kelly's saying, yes, I think that's kind of like when I realized my intuition might be actually spirit trying to help me. Yes, for sure. Yeah. For sure. You know, and they do want to help you. I find very often, not always, I guess. I was going to say it's usually my guide, but right now it is my guide. But my dad passed about 2 years before my mom. So at that time, my dad was coming through all the time with things, go check your mom, do this, do that, do this, do that. Then my mom passed and they're together now. Now I'm more back, and it's my guide now who's giving me, like today, my guide said to me, you know, talk about forgiveness. That's really important. People don't understand the significance of forgiveness and how it's a soul lesson. And let them take advantage of that during the holidays. This is the perfect time to motivate them, get their mind open, their heart open to learning lessons they need to learn. So basically, that's what my guide was saying to me. Cheryl, I smell as well. Isn't that funny? Smelling, that's so awesome, as well as hearing, yeah. So clairaudience, very important, and double numbers, yeah. And again, so if you're aware of these gifts or skills you had, keep working on them, right? Expand them. So with the hearing, like some of the exercises they suggest, like you listen to a orchestra and they just try to hear just the violins, don't hear anything else. Sit in a room and see if you can hear what's happening outside the room. If you're in a grocery store lineup, see if you can tune into the conversation maybe a husband and wife are having at the cashier, a few cashiers down, things like that, just to kind of develop it and fine tune it even more. And of course, you can talk to your guide and say, you know, thank you very much. I'm very aware that my clairaudience is developing. I'd like to work on this more. Do you have any suggestions for me, etc.? So that's so awesome. I get so excited with that. I do have an odd question. I don't know if you have the answer, but when someone passes, why can't their soul go back into their body, if that makes sense? So what I forget what it's called. It's someone might know here, but it's like a cord. I forget what the cord is, like it's a gold cord, a silver cord. There's a cord and it connects your soul to your body. So when you're transitioning or you're passing, that cord is like severed, and then away you go to the spirit world. So if we do like remote viewing or we're dreaming, our soul can leave our body when we dream, but we always come back because we're connected by that cord. So there's the cord is like severed, and they go back to the spirit. They go to the spirit world. Oops, sorry, there was something there. You might have to say that again. Shannon, sorry, I didn't get that. The number every day. Yeah, Journal, journal. I tell my students all the time, journaling is so important because you can be aware of certain patterns or strengths. So it's like, oh, I'm always getting smells. Isn't that interesting? And then you'll notice like, wow, that is the first time I ever had a dog come through. So now you know that your guide is bringing you new things to develop and to learn, right? So your repertoire is expanding. Well, maybe you have a really good memory, you can remember all these things, but by writing it down with the date for sure, and a few little notes, and you can go back and review. If I write in my, here you go, here's today, here's my journal today, Wednesday, December the 6th, and look at all the notes I have. That's when I'm just talking to my guide and some of the things that he was telling me about. Because I'm working with discerning energy, but I'm going deeper into energy. So I want to learn as much about energy as possible. So I've been just working with my guide to discern energy. Absolutely. How do I connect with my guide? Again, Michelle is sitting in the silence. Get used to sitting in the silence. And then you can put your thought out there that you'd like to connect with just put it out there. I'd like to connect with my guide. See if you pick up on anything. Do you feel a tingling? Is there a change in temperature? Did you see a color? Did you feel energy? Did you see a shape? Anything like that? And then you could even ask your guide to give you a sign. If that was you, give me a sign. That's a really simple way of doing it, but we do an exercise together, my students and I, where we go and we meet our guide. But that's a good start. That's a good start. Siobhan, when my husband passed, I could feel him with me for weeks. Then when I got the cause of death, I could no longer feel him. So I'm just trying to see more. Are you going to give me a hard time here? See more? Okay. I can't see the end of that for some reason. So you could feel him around you for a long. Does this mean I have skills, or that is because he is so close to me? You know, I want to say both. And it's been proven that when someone loses a significant loved one, very often it opens up their abilities, their mediumship abilities. Then it's up to you. Okay, so do you want to be a personal medium that's like mediumship for yourself to connect with your loved ones in spirit? And that's awesome that you can do that. Or do you have this pull or this sense of purpose where you want to be a professional medium? So those are decisions you have to make. And I always suggest, you know, don't put on the back burner. If you're really thinking of this, take like a beginner's course, experiment, see how it feels. Is this what you want to do? Even if you take just one course and then you just let it sit and let it resonate, let it percolate. And then maybe a year, 2 years later, you're ready to do it and move forward on that. You can also buy a book and do some reading. There's lots of books on mediumship that you can read. But you know what? And I was just saying this the other day I think it was my daughter. My daughter was here on the weekend. I said to her, you know, I really feel that humanity is evolving. And a lot of people will say this if you go on the internet. They're evolving, and mediumship or telepathy, whatever you want to call it, channeling is going to be a normal thing that everybody does. It's just going to be a regular thing of communicating. I don't think we'll need texting anymore or cell phones. We'll just be able to communicate with one another. The more and more we learn about energy and be able to discern and kind of like empowering yourself, sitting in the power, building your own energy. I really feel that's going to be the future. Everyone will be able to do it. Siobhan, twice before he passed, I had a feeling I was going to go home if I didn't. And there you go. Yeah. So your intuition, right? You knew, you had a feeling. Absolutely. So that would be clairsentience, like you just know. Absolutely. So that would be another Claire, right? Sarah, what if someone passed and they didn't believe in spirit when living? Well, my parents didn't really believe in that. They kept asking me if I had joined a cult. No, Dad, I haven't joined a cult. But it comes through a lot. And I will get messages like, this is awesome. I couldn't believe it. I know I did a reading for a lady who's also a medium, and her parents were very religious, strict Catholics. And both her parents came through and I gave her a reading, and they were saying, you know, they were acknowledging that they gave her a really good foundation, spiritual foundation, and that they were so proud of her because she moved forward and made her spirituality her own. So they came through with that message. So it shows you that you're always learning on the other side, always learning. So they'll have awareness, right, Sarah? They'll have awareness. They're like, whoa, this is better than I even thought. This is so awesome. And then they'll want to learn. They'll have the opportunity to learn to communicate with their loved ones here. Again, it depends on their personality, right? Like I said, my dad comes through all the time. My mom, usually she comes through a medium. Very rare. I would have to sit and think if she's really come through. I think I saw her in a dream, and she was with my grandma on the other side. She was going to a lecture theater to do her learning, kind of her orientation or welcome to the other side. She did not speak to me, but I saw her. So to me, that was a message that she was safe. She was with her mom, my grandma. So that was enough for me. So it's however their personality comes through. Desi, have you ever gotten an angry spirit? No, not really. I get sometimes I will get a spirit that's frustrated. It's like, listen to me, move forward, let go of the guilt. They're like kind of frustrating that way. They're trying to tell their loved one, don't feel guilty. You have nothing to feel guilty about. I want you to move forward. Stop the nonsense, blah, blah, blah. That kind, but never like angry. No, I've never had one that's been angry ever. And again, and I really, it's all about love. It's all about love. Myself personally, I feel when you get anger and things like that, and I'm not an expert on this by any means, I almost feel sometimes it's some kind of projection of fear. And I did study with James Van Praagh for a while, and he said it's one of two things. It's love or it's fear. So when something's happening and I'm in the moment of something, I ask myself that question. Is it love or is it fear? Right? Fear is anger. Fear is frustration. Fear is stress. Fear is rushing. Love is kindness, openness, compassion. So if you always ask yourself, is it fear or love? It makes it so simple. And it's supposed to be simple. I don't know why humans complicate everything. It's almost like we love the drama. We love the drama. I don't know why. So I always say to myself, is it love or is it fear? Sometimes I remember when I did a haunting. I took a class on haunting places, but again, it was just that energy was in that space. Again, it wasn't spirit, and it wasn't scary. I didn't feel, well, one thing I felt a little nervous in the basement, but it was a young boy who fell off the rafters and he died. And I think it was just, what I was feeling was like the fear of the family members, right? Finding this little guy when he passed away. So again, it wasn't really anger. Richard, how do you hone your ability to see more clearly? I see from my, okay, so I guess you're talking about clairvoyance. So clairvoyance, to me, you can work on your third eye. Make sure your third eye isn't blocked, that it's open, and practice too. One way you can practice, I remember doing this, I think it was like a party trick or something. When I was little, my mom would do this. You can put out a tray and you have different objects, stare at the objects, cover it up, and then see it in your mind's eye. So it's the practicing, right? And there's lots of really good meditations on opening your third eye. That's very helpful. I'm a clairvoyant person for sure. And I'm trying to kind of, I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight. We'll see. My intention was trying not to use my clairvoyance too much. I really want to hone in on the energy, feel the essence of the energy of the communicator rather than going to clairvoyance all the time. Because I find with your different clairs, you get different types of information coming through. So I'm really kind of pushing myself to go to kind of the next level, right? Because it's always about learning. Glenda, my fiance passed 2 months ago and I felt his presence and received signs for the very first, but nothing recently. And what I find too is when a loved one passes away, they'll try and bring signs to you, just letting you know, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm on the other side. And they're just trying to comfort you, I find. And then I feel if they were successful with that, they know that you acknowledge, you just said, yes, it was your fiance, then they might say, okay, she's doing okay right now. I'm going to let her continue in her healing process, right? Her grieving. And then I'm going to go do the things that I need to do. And then when it's the right time, I'll come back again. That's what I usually find happens. And then again, like I said, my mother was the exception. My mom, you know, doesn't often come at all. No, Siobhan, I mean, yes, you do have skills. Sorry if I wasn't clear about that. Yes, definitely. I believe everyone has a potential to be a medium. It's what you decide to do about it. And again, and I've said this, and I don't mean to scare people, but if you decide to be a professional medium, it's all about discipline. It's about self-development. It's about doing the work. You're going to learn things about yourself you never thought you would ever learn. It'll change your life. It changes your life. And I tell you, you're going to probably, I don't want to say you're going to lose people, but you're not going to resonate with certain people that you hung around with before. Your whole life would change. And I told you, I'd have, maybe about 3 times, I said to myself, what the heck am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like, it's so, because you got to learn about surrender. You got to work on worthiness. You got to work on confidence. There's so many things you got to work on. But that's okay. It's all for a reason to help you to move forward, to be the very best instrument for this spirit world. So it is quite a bit of work, and then you're maintaining it. I want to say daily. I have daily spiritual practices that I maintain and are really important because I do readings, I talk at spiritual churches, I teach, you know, I do all different things. So I have a responsibility to the spirit world to do to have the very best aligned instrument to do the work, right? With integrity, with honesty. So if you're willing to be disciplined and put in the work, the spirit world needs you for sure. The spirit world needs you. Yeah, confidence. And you know what, Kelly, don't be too hard on yourself, because confidence, I was even talking to my students about this last week. It takes time and it's practice. Take a risk, so what? You're wrong. So what? Now you know, right? I've got to work on this now. Here's one of my goals. Oh, I grabbed that information wrong. I knew it was an F. It wasn't Frank. It was Fred. Now I know. It's all about taking a risk. And you know, it's okay. Even if you get a no from your sitter or the recipient, it's okay. A no is okay. It's not the end of the world. You might just have grabbed that information wrong. And here's a moment of learning. So you go back to the spirit communicator. Can you give that to me in another way? I misunderstood that. And then you can correct that. Imagine if the whole world was yes, 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 and everything was perfect. Boy, it would be boring. Boy, it would be boring. And again, with confidence, also, I love things like affirmations are really good. Write them and put them by your mirror, brush your teeth. I am love. I am confident. You know what I mean? And just repeat that and say it in your head. Not even just say it, feel it. Feel it. You're putting it out into the universe. You're putting it out into the universe. And sometimes, or very often, confidence is connected to worthiness, and worthiness is connected to your childhood, and childhood is connected to childhood trauma. And I think I talked about this before. So you're just a child, and there's some trauma in the family, and it could be like, for example, I don't know, let me see if I can think of one. I can make one up. Or like, for example, let's see. Okay, here's one. My dad was a police officer. He did a lot of shift work. He worked late. I never really saw him as much as I wanted to see him. He was stressed from the things he saw on the job, etc. So I'd have interactions with the most important male in my life, my father. And when I was just trying to get attention, he would say something gruff. And so my heart would be like, oh, he doesn't love me. He doesn't love me. And I'd think, okay. And it would happen again. So I'd think, okay, something's wrong with me, because you're a child, right? So you're thinking, what is it? I'm not thinking, oh my, he's stressed, blah, blah, blah. I'm a child. I have no idea. So I'm thinking, something's wrong with me. I'm not good enough. I'm not happy enough. I've got to be better in school. I got to be out of the way. I got to do things. And then what happens, you develop these tools, and then you take them along with you into your adulthood. So what do I do with men in my life? I always want to take care of them. I can never make them happy enough. And I'm like on a treadmill. Let me make you this. Let me buy you this. Let me do you that. So I'm like, whoa, stop. I'm not doing that. It's not about external love. It's about internal love. You see? So it's about self-love first. And I keep thinking, all the raising childhood, books should all be rewritten, because self-love is just so important in understanding where you are. I hope that kind of helped with the confidence. So confidence can just be so many different things. But, and again, if you sign up or belong to like a mediumship development group, you'll meet like-minded people, and we're all there to support you, to encourage you, and it's a safe place to learn and to say, I don't know what the heck's going on, or I don't understand what you just said. So find your tribe to support you and to encourage you. That's so important too. And, really believe in yourself. Alexandra. Okay, really believe in yourself, and even like doing a, my brain's going bonkers here, but just do like a, what do they call it? Like a board, do a board, and on that board, put all the amazing things about yourself, right? Kind, loving, funny, creative, a traveler, and just and write all the wonderful things about yourself. I mean, I've done this before, and I've asked my students, make a list of wonderful things about yourself and things you don't like about yourself. And usually the things you don't like about yourself is much longer than the things that you like about yourself. So start your morning and say, look in the mirror. Hi, beautiful. We're going to have a great day today, Wendy. I love you. You're so creative. Let's get going. We're going to... and just be really, really positive. And as soon as a negative thought, you go, goodbye. Nope, not going there. And think of something else. So I hope that helps. And these are things that I've done for myself. So I really hope that helps you. I love writing. If you can tell, I love journaling. I love writing. You could even write a letter to yourself as a young child and say, Wendy, thank you so much for being so, Wendy, thank you for being so kind to others. I know how much you loved animals, and and being creative, blah, blah, blah. There's something I wish to tell you now, that all those things that you taught me as a child, I'm now using as an adult. Thank you so much. I know at times that you were sad and you were fearful of others, but that was just because you were empathetic and you didn't understand what that meant. And I would write a letter to myself as a child. That's very helpful too. It's amazing, isn't it? How little we know about ourselves, how little we really know about ourselves. And even my guy just wants me to say, and bringing in that forgiveness for ourselves, right? Letting go of the past, moving forward, positive state of mind, right? Positive mindset. So important, yeah. Writing letters are so awesome. I even wrote a letter to my mom after her horrific passing and all that craziness, and that helped a lot too. So at the end, I was kind of like really frustrated and kind of angry and upset. By the end of the letter, I was saying how much I loved her. So just getting those emotions out, right? Getting those emotions out. It's so important. Any other questions? And then I guess I better get to mediumship but awesome questions. Thank you. I just love sharing. Oh, Maria, are you asking about my mom? It was a year, September. So it's only been, just a year. Yeah. Yeah, I had a bit of a craziness there. It was my father-in-law, then my mother-in-law, then my dad, then my mom. I was like, so many people were passing, and even my sister-in-law's mother-in-law passed, and I couldn't even go to the funeral. I'm like, that's it. I reached my limit. Forced my limit. I can't do anymore. I thought I was going to like snap. So, yeah. But yeah, not so long ago. But I'm getting there. Yep. And like how I've mentioned, I think that I talk to my parents all the time. I'm going to be talking to them even more during the holidays. I know my mom had a hand in me locating this house that we recently moved to a couple months ago. So it's all good. I know they're around me. I love them. They support me. All those things. And that goes for everybody else too. Oh, thank you. That's so nice, Marie. Yeah, definitely Christmas. Then it'll be their birthdays and anniversaries. So it's, and I'm a medium and I know when I'm commuting all the time with the other side, but that's the human element of us, right? That's the human part. And grieving is never over. It just kind of changes. It's just, I'm still learning what it is. The grieving for me, I get a little bit, I close down, then I get a little bit, then I'm good, then I'm like, nope, and then I get a little, so I do it piece by piece by piece. That's the kind of person that I am. Yeah, absolutely. We always miss them. And, relationships are eternal. There will be a lovely reunion one day. So, yeah. So thank you for thinking of me. All right. So I'm going to start the mediumship now. So just a reminder, I'm going to do spirit directed. So I'm going to connect with spirit to bring them through. Please listen to the evidence. If you can take 80 to 100%, just say yes in the box. Then I'll bring through a little bit more evidence and a message. I want to try and give as many messages as I can tonight. I'm sorry, I just talked, so I apologize for that. And please, everyone, listen to the messages because there'll be healing in it for everyone. I will post this video on YouTube if you want to watch it a little later. Anything else that I had to say? I think that was it. So if everyone can just kind of get comfy in their chair, maybe take a deep breath, because when you take a nice deep breath and hold, and then just release, just kind of relaxes your nervous system, opens you up, that sense of surrender a little bit. And I talked about how mediumship is a three-way communication between me, the medium, the recipient, and your loved one in spirit. So we all have a role to play. So please just have an open mind. If you're not sure, it's a maybe, that's okay. Say maybe and maybe think about it. And you're like, oh yeah, now I remember. All right. So let me just get, okay. So I'm going to do spirit connected rather than person connected. So just give me one moment here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so as I move my mind to the spirit world, I know I have a woman in spirit. I feel older. I almost want to say, if not senior, close to being a senior. And so funny how she's showing herself. She's showing herself standing on, you know, one of those indoor ladders, and it's like 3 or 4 steps. So she's showing me that kind of like, I don't even know if you call it, it might be a stepping stool. I don't know if you call it a ladder, but it feels like it's like maybe 3 steps. And she's just reaching up and she's getting like jars or she's getting things out of a cupboard. She's showing me this. She's in her kitchen and she's reaching up to get like I feel like it's cans, like canned goods out of her cupboard. Okay. And I do feel like she's elderly because I'm seeing gray hair. And she's also showing me almost like, if this makes sense to you, like her, like stooped shoulders. How, like older people sometimes, I guess it's from their posture, right? Kind of like stooped over. Okay. And she's talking about how her independence was really important to her. She's talking about her independence. She keeps saying independence. I wanted to be independent. I wanted to do things for myself. Okay, let me just see if what and I feel I have like an H, it sounds like an H name connected to her, and it sounds like it's something like the name Hazel. If anyone can take that name, Hazel. Hazel. It sounds like Hazel, an H name connected to her. And I feel it's funny. She keeps talking to me about slips, trips, and falls. So I know there were some issues with her, like her balancing, falling in the house. Family members were afraid of this because it's something about falling in the house. And she's laughing and she's talking about slippers. It's almost like she would fall or you would see a bruise or something. And she said, oh, it was just those darn slippers, Do you know what I mean? Like there would always be some kind of excuse or kind of cover up in a way. So it's like she wanted to be independent. She keeps talking about that. Okay, let me see what else she wants to talk about. I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to get her to tell me how she passed. And she's like, so let me just find out what else. She keeps showing me the kitchen. What else does she want? Talked about the cans. Something about a stove. So I almost like, were there rules about using the stove? Or was there a checklist on the wall? Turn off this, do this, like to help her to remember. Okay. Oh boy, if you say mom, maybe. Okay. Like there's something about like a check. Can someone take like a checklist to remind her? Like what is this checklist? Make sure the burner's off. I don't know. There's like like a kitchen checklist of things to make sure that things are shut down, turned off, so she's safe. Something about safety and a checklist. She keeps showing me that. Okay, let me just see what else but she's just keeping me in this kitchen. Okay. She's now showing me, this is funny. She's now showing me the refrigerator And I don't know, it's like she showed me a block of something. I feel like it's a block of cheese. It's like cheese or butter or I don't know what. There's something funny about this block of cheese. It's like you open it, there's a block of cheese. It's like, what are you doing with all that? You know, kind of question. Okay, Chiffon is saying that's mom. Okay. Okay, so Chiffon, let me just come to you for a moment. Can you take that in terms of, you know, the family worrying about her being like in the kitchen, kind of falling, safety issues, and her really wanting her independence? Cheese in many, oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. Shania, okay. She was a hoarder. Oh boy. Okay, so maybe this is for a few, because she showed me like a big block of cheese. I'm like, what the heck? And then she opens the fridge. She shows me this big block of cheese, and then it's like, then I hear like people like saying, "What the heck?" Like complaining, but she's so pleased. She like loves this cheese. It's like, what is it? It's like, it was a good deal. It was a good deal. I always have something to eat. It's always there. It's always there. Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. I got a lot of people with this cheese in the kitchen. All right. Let me just, you got to give me some more to help me. Okay. Okay. I just want to see if this is going to narrow it down for you. I feel that as things proceeded, she had some difficulties with like cognition. I don't know, that's a weird word I got, with her cognition, like almost like, it's almost like kind of like logical thinking, logical, like troubles with that. And I feel that it got to a certain place where it would, like, you had to balance it out. It was more like, more dangerous for her to be on her own, so decisions had to be made. Can you take that? We've got Alzheimer's, yeah. Because I'm feeling like there's like this, it's like, nope, no more of this. Decisions got to be made now. Okay, because she's saying that. Oh, and it's funny, she used the word cognition. She didn't even use the word Alzheimer's. Because she's just saying like hard to follow steps, like can't quite, you know, regular kind of day-to-day things. Couldn't quite fit the pieces together. She's just saying it like that. Okay. Okay, let me just see what else. Can you take Siobhan? Okay, oh boy, sounds like a whole bunch of people here. Can one of you take that you took her into your home? All she's saying, she just said to me home. I said, where did you go? And she just said to me home. I went home. Did someone take her into your home? I just want to feel into home. She just said to me, I said, where did you go then? She said home, home. And I feel that she went with her daughter. Can someone take that? Because she's saying daughter, 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 went home with my daughter. Went home. If she didn't go to the daughter's home, the daughter was instrumental in getting her into a safe place. Because it's like she's saying, my daughter took me home. Oh, she wanted to stay home. So maybe okay. But there was some change. So Siobhan, did you stay with your mom in her home at all? Because she was talking about her daughter. Okay. Okay. I don't want to make it fit. Because I heard her say home and I heard her say daughter. Okay. All right. Let me just kind of wrap this up because I just feel like I'm getting more and more people adding in. Okay. Because she's saying like, shut it down, lock it up. And I feel she's talking about her home, like lights out, shut it down, lock it up, taking things that she needs. I just feel like shut it down. She just keeps saying that, like leaving that part of her life, like another, she just keeps saying a change. Okay. I'm also getting red roses connected to your mother. Red roses. I'm getting red roses. She's just showing me red roses, red roses. So that's really significant in terms of love. And it's like even more, it's almost like eternal love, eternal gratitude. And she's sharing that with her daughter. I feel that your mother-in-law, okay. I feel that this lovely lady, I feel that she had some kind of, it feels like it was like a heart attack. Did she pass from a heart attack? I feel it was something related to her heart. I feel that it was a heart attack, and let me just see. Okay. I'm just trying to get what she's trying to tell me here. I feel like something happened with her health. I know that. For some reason, it was something like serious, like heart attack, breathing, stroke, something. I just keep getting upper chest. Something happened. Then as a result of that, I feel like she was transferred to the hospital. It almost feels like a hospital. There was something that, as a result of that, some kind of movement. Okay. Because then I'm seeing like, what is that? Like, is that an EEG machine? Like the heart machine? I'm feeling that. And I'm feeling that. Wow. So I feel it might have been a few more days. She fell at nursing home. Okay, thank you. Yeah, the falling. Yeah, and the roses at the hospital. Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe I'm doing like 5 readings at once here. Okay. Because she's talking about being hooked up to the machines. Then I feel it wasn't that long till she passed. Like maybe just I keep getting 3, 3, 3, 3. So I don't know if it was 3 days or it was a third of a month, or I just get, and then passing. Okay, let me just see what the message is from her. It's funny what she's saying, I just want you to be aware that you don't have to dance to someone else's. It's weird. It's like she's talking about drummers and she's talking about dancing. So she's saying you don't have to dance to another drummer's beat. So she's talking about following your own instincts, following your own path. And it's funny. She's like, I don't want you to deviate. Do you understand that? So I feel there's something about some kind of decision you're making. It's almost like a decision for your best interest or for someone else. And you've got to weigh it. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? And she's saying she doesn't want you to compromise your values or your beliefs to keep someone else happy. She's saying it just like that. So she wants you to follow through on what is the best for you. So it's like take your time, think about it. Yeah, I'm going to leave you with all her love. It's funny. She's just giving me a connection to, I'm just going to say this if you have a connection. So she's just giving me the sign. She's just showing me an owl. So if it could be a literal sign, you might see an owl. And it can also, I almost feel like it's double-edged there. It's almost like about wisdom too. So she's showing me an owl. And it's funny because she showed me the owl and it was like almost like a snowy owl. So just take that as a sign for snowy owls. There's a possibility you might start seeing owls. You might hear an owl. It might be popping up. So she's giving me the owl. So I just wanted to share that with you. All right. And I'll leave you with all her love. Wow. That was awesome. So many people in that one. Okay, great. Okay. Okay. I feel like I have, okay. I feel like I have the male here. I feel like it's a son and I'm just hearing I'm hearing him say mother. Do I have a mother here who's lost a son? I could feel his son and then I heard mother. I'm just going to wait for a minute. What's the age? I'm getting an age. I'm getting like Diana. Okay, thank you. Diana, can you get does like 25 to 28, do those digits mean something to you, Diana? I was just writing down 25, 28. It could be, at first I thought it was age, but I'm not sure now. It could actually, no. Okay, and for a date, does those dates, the 25th to the 28th, like a 20-something? I like getting 25, 28, like a range. Okay, just keep that in mind because I don't know why. Okay, let me just see. Okay. Okay. He's talking about a Christmas tree. Have you recently put up, I feel like, have you recently put up a Christmas tree? Have you been looking at Christmas trees? For some reason, he's showing me a Christmas tree. And I don't even really see it decorated yet. He's talking about Christmas and he's showing me a tree. Okay. I almost feel it's as if, okay. Yes, in a nursing home. Okay. So a Christmas tree in a nursing home. Okay. Because he's just showing me this tree. And I feel this tree is getting, can you take, this tree's getting prepared to be decorated? Because then he's showing me, I don't know what you call those, like baubles, like a little, and it goes, I'm terrible with these. I don't know what trim. He's just showing me like it's going to be decorated. He's saying that it's going to be decorated. Okay. Because he was just showing me and it wasn't decorated. And he's saying it's going to be decorated. And I know it's in, is it in a hall? Where is this? Where is this tree? It may be in like it's in a main area. It's like either, I don't know if there's like a cafeteria, like an open area, or like the main entrance. I don't know. It's somewhere like that. He's just showing me it's in an open space, this Christmas tree. Okay. And okay, no, okay. Diane, I just want to make sure I have this correct. So I have your son in spirit, is that correct? I just want to make sure. So I have a son in spirit. He was talking about a Christmas tree. Yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was on track. And then he was just showing me this tree in like an open space. So I don't know if it's near, I'm just seeing an open space. That's all he's showing me. And the tree isn't decorated. It's like preparing. It's going to be decorated. It has been decorated. For some reason, he's showing me this tree and it's like all green. It isn't decorated. So let me just ask him more about that. Why are you showing me that? And I feel that it's, okay, it's almost symbolic. I understand. So he's saying to me, are you thinking about Diana? Should you celebrate Christmas or not? That's the energy I'm getting from him. Like you're not sure. It's like yes or no. It's like this emotional kind of tug of war inside. Am I going to celebrate it? Am I not? Am I going to celebrate? That's what he's acknowledging to me, this tug of war. I just want to know if you can acknowledge that, because I feel that this is, your son's acknowledging this emotional connection with the holidays. And do you really want to celebrate it? There's some kind of tug and war around the holidays and what this tree symbolizes. Okay, thank you. Because he's acknowledging that, he's very aware of that. And I feel this is what the message is connected to, because he just keeps showing me this tree. So thank you. All right. And he's talking about some bad feelings. You understand that? And I think it's bad feelings with the female. Like bad, what is this? This almost fits in well with the whole talk I talked about with forgiveness. So this might be a really good opportunity to, free will, of course, but just to kind of reflect on that. Can you take that about this, I forget what I just said. I'm so sorry. This conflict or this, what is this? Is he saying? And it's funny because he's acknowledging this. He feels it. He sees it. He knows that you're going through this. He's saying he's supporting you. And he's saying at the same time, like, it's almost like he wants it like smoothed out. Do you understand? He's saying, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's this whole, okay. Because it's funny, like the energy, because it's like, like jump, and then he's like this, like just smooth it out, make it nice and smooth, make it nice and smooth. Okay. Okay, he wants to say something about what he learned. So hold on 1 minute, because this connects exactly to what is, okay, let me just get his words here. It's interesting. He's saying when you're on the other side, you learn what's important, what's not important, what to put energy in, what not to put energy into. And he says, when I watch from the other side, he's like, I see your hearts. So he's like talking about the heart, like a heart light. Do you understand that? Like there's so much love. There's so much potential in the heart. So it's almost like, what is it? He's saying it's almost like, it's the brain. It's like the human brain has to like kind of realign, he's saying, with your heart, with your soul. You understand this? Then he's saying like, then it's, what is he saying? Then it's smoother, it's easier to communicate, and you don't have to have this like anxiety or triggers or what's he saying? It's not really regrets. What's the word he's trying to say? Worries about like moving forward. So it's all about moving forward. He wants you to move forward. And he's saying the way to move forward is about connecting with your heart, your soul. And he's using light again. He wants your heart, your soul, light. And instead of thinking up here, it's like think here. And he's saying, I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to help you with that. He goes, think of all the lovely memory. And then he's giving me memories like, I don't know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He's showing me hot chocolate and marshmallows. He's just giving me all these fun, loving memories, like memories, love, 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 love. And he just keeps saying it's all about love. It's all about love. He's just giving all these beautiful memories. And he's saying how important your thought is. Your thoughts are put out into the universe, and then you create your own reality. So he keeps saying that. He goes, I've learned this. I've learned this. He goes, this is my gift to you. This is my gift to you. So it's like he wants this to be your Christmas gift, your Christmas gift. I don't know. I feel there's some kind of funny story with your son around Christmas or the holidays. I don't know if the tree got knocked over, something crazy happened. He's back to the tree. He loves talking about the tree. Like was he a little guy and he was playing with the lights and the whole tree came down? Or there's some story about the Christmas tree. So it's almost like he wants you to relive those memories and share those memories. Share those memories with everyone, because he goes, as you share them with everyone, it lightens their, it's like it lightens their burden, it lightens their heart too. So he's like, please don't be afraid to have those memories. He goes, when you're ready, but he like wants you to like have some of those memories, because it's going to be healing. He goes, it's going to be healing that memories. So it's like the healing memory. He just like, let some of that come forward, you know? Don't lock it up. Don't lock it up. He's saying, Mom, don't lock up those memories that they're just for you. You understand? Those memories have to be shared. They have to go out into the universe, because it brings healing and love to everybody. He goes, I know you want to hold on to that, because it's like you're grasping onto me. But he goes, I can guarantee you, when you like release those and you share them with others, you're going to feel me like tenfold. He's saying it just like that. You're going to feel me tenfold. So that's his message to you. And he's just saying something about being around the tree, he's going to be around the tree. He's going to be around the tree, something about the tree. So he's going to be there, and I'm going to leave you with all his love. Thank you so much, Diana, for working with me. That was so awesome. There you go. Okay. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'm just going to make sure I've cleared my space here. Before I clear my space, Diana, could I just talk to you again for one more second? Do you have a father in spirit? Because I just had someone call out and they said Diana on the other side. So I just wanted to see if you had another loved one in spirit. It sounded like a male. I'm just going to see what he wants to say. He's just saying, I love you, I love you. I'm just hearing, I love you, I love you. And he's bringing a lot of like support. Do you have a male in spirit on the other side? No. It was a male. And I just heard Diana, just as I was asking. Husband. Okay, thank you. Okay. I just want to make sure I get your husband, Diana, before I go, because it was like a deep voice, so I knew it wasn't your son anymore. I knew it wasn't your son. I don't know if he called you baby, but he's like, baby. And he's using like this kind of like, it's like, baby. It's like, I got your back. I got your back. Everything's going to be okay. And it's just like your son. He's saying, keep those connections. He wants you to keep those connections. Right at the moment, it might not look like there's healing in those like it's roughing, like it's almost like you got a wound and it's annoying the wound, not healing. But he's saying, keep those connections. It's going to help in the healing. I don't know. I hear 5, 5, 5. Sounds like 5, 5, 5. So I'm just going to put out the 5 there. 5, 5, 5. He just keeps, sounds like 5. He just keeps repeating 5, 5, 5. Okay. It's funny, he's just giving me some memories, so I'm just going to share this quickly with you. He's like giving me memories. Again, I'm getting memories of snow. I'm getting memories. It feels like it's like a sled. I have like, are they like horse bells? Like bells on a horse's, on reins. So I'm seeing like a sled. I'm seeing snow. I'm hearing bells. And it's just, he's just bringing forward like all these memories of the holiday season, right? And I'm hearing like silver bells. He's just showing like, I just hear the music playing. He's just all these things and the love of the season. And he's just, yeah, bringing all these things forward. Candy cane stocking. He's just, okay. Why are you bringing all this forward? He's just saying, remember, remember, remember. So he's like, remember, he wants you to remember Christmas is together. And it's like the very beginning, he's saying like the very beginning, your first Christmas is up. He's like bringing them up. He's saying, remember, remember. Okay. And he's talking about a drink. I don't know if you would drink hot toddies. Is that what's called? A hot toddy? I don't know. What is that? Is that rum or... There's some kind of drink that he's mentioning. A special drink that you would drink together. So there's some kind of drink he's... darn. What is it? I feel like there might be like a cinnamon stick in it. I feel like it's hot. I feel like it's hot. He's referring to some kind of drink. Yeah, so he's just referring to that. And I feel it was like a ritual or it was something that you would do, eggnog. Okay, something that you would do together because he's just smiling and he's, okay, all right. And you know, he's saying, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. He's just so much encouragement and love he's giving to you. It's like the two of them, you know, they're together, the two of them. And he's like, I got my buddy with me, referring to his, I got my buddy. And then it's like, you're our girl, you're our girl. He's, you're my girl, you're my girl. He's saying that, you're my girl. He's talking about like snuggling or cuddling. It's like he's saying, that's my gift to you, snuggling and cuddling. So if you have not like felt, maybe you've dreamed about your husband cuddling up or snuggling with you, or this is something that's going to happen over the next little while, just take that as a sign, because he keeps talking about snuggling and cuddling and a gift for you. So there's going to be something that you're going to know without a doubt. It's coming from your husband. So just be aware of that, Diana. Just be open to that. And they're definitely going to be there. They're going to be there around the tree. I can just see them there sitting, smiling. Okay. So, yeah, so lots of love to you, Diana. I'm so glad I got your husband. He wouldn't let me go, just so you know. I was saying goodbye to your son. I heard Diana really loud. Like, what? Who is that? So he wouldn't let me go. So, wow. Yeah, very powerful energy, very powerful. So he's going to be there. He's going to be sending you some gifts. You just watch. You can come back and tell me all the lovely gifts and the signs he brought you during the holidays. So lots of love to you and your lovely son and husband. Thank you so much for working with me. It's funny, he's talking about cinnamon. He's like, more cinnamon. Okay. I think he would stay all night. He would stay all night. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So as I move my mind to the spirit world, I'm I have a female, and I have the name Cynthia connected to this female. Okay, you gotta give me some more. There's some funny story about Cynthia and socks. Can someone take I don't know, I'm getting socks, and it's like, but it's like the socks are really, really long. Like the socks go up to your knees. I don't know. It's almost like past your knees. Funny story about socks. Socks going past your knees. Okay. You're so welcome, Diana. Lots of love to you. Cynthia. Okay, Cynthia. And why are you showing me these socks? It's funny. And then I'm getting like references to, if everyone knows who Pippi Longstocking is. Pippi Longstocking is a character in a book, Pippi Longstocking. Okay. Female Cynthia, Pippi Longstocking. Okay, what else do you want to... It's funny, she's like giving me Pippi Longstocking, and now I'm getting like, you know, Raggedy Ann. There's some kind of connotation to Pippi Longstocking, Raggedy Ann. What is this about? What is this about? And I feel this is someone that was taken in or helped by somebody here. So it may not be a family member. It may be someone in the community or someone that you've helped in some way. Because she's talking about shelter. That you helped her with like shelter or housing. I even feel food. Okay, Cheryl, can you take that with the long stockings and the Pippi Longstocking and the Raggedy Ann connections there, Cheryl? And again, I'm getting like helping this woman in some way. Yes, thank you. I was going to just say that. Yeah, I felt this sense of homelessness. Okay. Okay, that's what she's trying to tell me. Thank you. See, I was taking it literally. Okay, I understand. Okay. Okay. Let me see. And she was a bit, could you say she was a bit of a character, this lady? Like very unique, a bit of a character. Like if you met her, you would forget her. Can you take that, Cheryl? There's something about her that was really unique. Like she was a bit of a character. I don't know. She has a really good sense of humor. Yes. Okay, good. Thank you. Because she keeps giving me all these dolls and okay, thank you. A real character. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's funny. You could almost make like a reality show about her. I don't know why I'm getting that. She would be perfect to have a reality show about her. Okay. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, about hearts. Like she had the biggest heart. And she's laughing and say, tell her a heart made out of candy. I don't know why she wants me to say that. So there must be, there's something about, was it Raggedy Ann had a heart made out of candy? She's talking something about a heart made out of candy, which made me laugh. So she's just like, she had the biggest heart ever. A big heart forever. Oh my goodness. Now she's showing me the what is it? What was it? A horse with the wobbly knees? I think that was a Raggedy Ann character. But anyway, she's showing me all these funny, okay. And she's talking about the heart. She's helping others get a sure, I understand what you're saying, get a sure footing, help them, food, shelter, warmth. Everyone deserves, it's like everyone deserves a home. Everyone deserves a family. And it's like, if your family, if your family lets you down or they throw you out in the cold, she says, there's always I'm always here to make a new family for you. That's what she's saying. So I know family was big. And what she did for others was extremely important to her. It was almost like these people were like her children. That's how much she cared about them. That's how much she cared about them. It was like, my goodness, it was her purpose. It was her calling. And sorry, I don't mean to seem like cliche or whatever, but I'm almost getting this sense of like a modern day kind of like Mother Teresa kind of person. You know what I mean? Like it was their purpose and she understood that and she was willing to do what needed to be done. Like she understood like the role. It's like she understood the calling. She keeps telling me that. She understood that. Okay. Yeah, she loved home and family, Okay, she keeps saying that. Okay, let me just see if there's anything else that she wanted to share with you, Cheryl. Yes, so generous. Like, but she knew her calling. It was almost like, she was connected, I like to, like a guide or God or the spirit world. Like, I feel that she was like almost, she knew like she was getting downloads in some way. She's sharing that with me, like to a higher presence, a higher source that guided her. She's telling me that. She's not necessarily using the word God, but like a higher source that like directed her, guided her in her life. Okay. Okay. So she's saying, she's just saying, Cheryl, I want you to know, she's saying, Cheryl, I want you to know that you're special. This is really important. Okay. There's something more to this. Just give me one moment here. She wants you to know that you're special. She's saying you're special, you're unique, you're loved. And it's like she's saying you have a purpose. You have a purpose. She's saying that. And I feel, I'm just feeling into this, like what she's saying your purpose is. And I feel, Cheryl, in some way, if you're not connected, maybe you want to explore, you always have free will. I feel there's some kind of element of healing, if not what you do now or what you may decide to do. Because I feel this healing ability within you, Cheryl, if you can take that. And it's coming from your neighbor. It's like she's saying she has this healing quality, but she has to know this. She has to know this. She has to recognize this in herself. She keeps saying like she's going to help you with this. So you have this healing quality. Okay. Do you want to say anything else about that? Let me just see. Because it's more than just, you're unique and you're special. It's like, you got something there, girl. It's like, you got something there, girl. I just got how she's giving it to me. You got something there, girl. She just wants you to know. She's like, I'm tipping you off. I'm giving you the tip so you can follow through, And I'm just going to share this with you too. She's showing me, it's interesting. I don't usually get this, but she's showing me a lot of purple around you. Right? So to me, purple is like spirit world, channeling, healing. She's just showing a lot of purple around you. It's almost like to open up to this, open up to channel this energy, this healing like that can flow through you. And I just keep seeing purple, but it's it's a purple I can't even, it's like a lavender, amethyst. It's the most beautiful purple. I can't even describe the purple. It's like luminous. And it's like she wants you to, open up. It's like open up your crown chakra and channel that. And she's just loves you. Yes, it will change your life. Yes, it will change your life. So she's just smiling about that. And then it's funny after that, she's just saying like a chip off the old block, a chip off the old block. So she's saying, She says, I've been indebted to you, sort like in debt to you. So she's saying there's something about your innocence, your smile, your visits that meant a great deal to her. Because she's saying, like, I'm indebted to you. So she's saying, I'm coming through with this as a gift for you, right? And it's not like you owe me, I owe you. She's just using that, saying, you know, it was something that I wanted to return to you because what you did for me meant so much. And it's like your smiles, your innocence. It's like something she's talking about. And she's saying that that's why I'm coming through to return the kindness. Isn't that interesting? And then just when I wrap it up, she's almost giving me the like this notion of like saving one another. You saved me, I saved you. It's funny how it's something there. Helped one another, you helped out one another, like a balancing. It was like you were meant to meet. And she says, you know, sure, I'll be your mentor. She's saying that, I'll be your mentor, I'll be your mentor, I'll work with you. So just reach out to me because I'm here. I'm here. And I'm tickled pink to be able to help you in any way. So just reach out. And I'll leave you with all her love. Oh, isn't that so, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. Okay. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do one more fast one here. Okay, as I move my mind to the spirit world, I'm getting the name Jack. If someone can take the name Jack. Jack. Okay, and this energy, male energy, feels much more serious. Uh-oh, I don't know what that means. Cheryl, is this for you, Jack? Cheryl, is Jack for you? I'm not sure. I'm just looking. Oh, Sandy, your dad. My dad. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. More serious, or he's coming through as more serious, Sandy, from the energy of the lady I just had. Quite a different energy. Okay. And I feel that your father's coming through in some way to make amends. In some way to make amends. I feel like he's coming through with like, it feels like an apology. So just give me a minute here because he's very serious. So I just got to fill into this energy, which was the opposite of what I just had. It's like he wants to apologize to your mother. Can you take that, Sandy? I feel that your dad wants to apologize to your mother. Does that make sense? I'm just going to wait till I can get something from Sandy. I just want to make sure I'm on the right track here. So I got Jack, a male, very serious. I feel he's coming through with like acknowledgement or, okay, apology for mother. Okay. Some kind of hardship. It feels like a hardship. Hardship on mother, a lot on her hands, a lot to deal with, a lot to take care of. And I feel it's around finances. Can you take that, Sandy? Like a lot for your mother to deal with, like hardships in terms of, I don't know, figuring things out, finances. I almost feel like there's something connected to a will. Like maybe things were not, I don't know, set out in the most organized manner. There's just something that wasn't quite easy for your mom to kind of handle or to deal with after his passing. There's something there. It might even be connected. I almost feel like it's like, is it connected to the funeral? Like a lot of like, I don't know. It feels like a lot of paperwork, a lot of loose ends. Loose ends I keep getting. He's also saying, he's sharing with me, he's saying he was very stubborn. If you could take that. Can you take that he was very stubborn? And stubborn in a lot of ways, but he's just focusing right now, stubborn in terms of his health. Like doing follow-ups or not feeling well and going to the doctor, or I'm just going to wait for Sandy because I haven't got anything yet. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Because that's what the apologies, like loose ends. He just kept saying loose ends. Okay. So I feel like in terms of the will, that would make sense that possibly there wasn't a will. And I also got something in terms of the funeral. And then I just got something about being stubborn. If you know about him being stubborn. Something about stubborn and connected to his health. I just got being stubborn and connected to his health. So I feel that maybe he had some kind of symptoms and he ignored them and he didn't like brushed it aside. I feel that like he's just acknowledging like I should have followed up. I should have saw someone to talk to. There should have been, I just feel like there was he has some regrets there about not following up on something that he could have. So he's just acknowledging that. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, yes, thank you, because, yeah, thank you very much. Sandy, do you have a brother? I know there's two of you. I'm just filling in if it's two. Yes, okay. Because he's just acknowledging the one that looks like him. One of you look like him. Is that correct? Because he's saying looks like me, looks like me. It's like, okay, which one? So one of you look like him. And it's similar interests. It's like similar interests he's saying. Okay, you do. Okay, thank you. And similar interests. So, Sandy, are you involved in the military, or is your brother involved in the military? Like, I know you said military, but I feel like it's like continuing in some way. The military. Is there some connection to the military in your family that continues? Sorry, I feel like I'm asking questions, but I'm just getting like there's some, I know the looks because your dad said, looks like me. And there's something else that's similar also. Like in terms of, maybe it's like, no, okay. So then maybe he's giving me that more symbolically. But can you take like in terms of personality that you're very, like disciplined, focused, goal-oriented. I just feel, I just had this sense of discipline, which I was connecting to military. Can you take that in terms of your personality or the type of career you have? Because I'm just getting like discipline, focused, etc. Okay, because he wants to acknowledge that. And he's smiling, he's smiling and he's showing a lot of light on you. Like he's shining light on you. So I feel that you've, accomplished some very important milestones in your life. And he's just letting you know that he's aware of that. Because he just keeps saying, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. So I know that you've done some things. And I feel something was, it sure feels like it was recognized by the community in some way. So it was recognized by others, if not in the community, because he's just acknowledging that, and that how proud he is of you, because he's saying like, you're making a difference. You're making a difference. He's saying it just like that. Okay, I'm just going to ask about your brother. Can you take right now, Sandy, darn, what's with the brother? He wants to say something about the brother. I know you and your brother are different. You're different. He keeps saying that. You're different. You're different. Could you take that your brother is having, I don't know, I feel like he's having some kind of challenge right now. What is this challenge he's having? It almost feels like challenge in relationship. I'm trying to figure it out if it's like marriage or it's like work. I just feel like some kind of, and then he's just saying, challenge possibly in relationship. And then your father's just acknowledging and saying he's very stubborn. He has that stubborn, oh, he's deceased too. Okay, thank you. So I had challenging. So why was he giving me this about your brother? He also said stubborn. Okay. Because I had this kind of like, I have almost like a kind of, it feels like a melancholy or sadness about your brother. I don't know. I'm getting that kind of energy from him. Like he's just trying to give me information. I'm just getting kind of like, he was stubborn. There's some kind of melancholy or sadness. What is this about? And it's almost like I'm getting the feeling like he wants to say kind of like, it's almost like I didn't know what to do. He's just saying it like, I didn't know. I didn't know. I just kind of get this like, I didn't know. I didn't know. So I don't know what I'm trying to get what he's referring to. I didn't know what to do. I just get this. I didn't know. I didn't know. Like he wasn't something about, okay. All right. Okay. Let me just see if there's anything else. What else he wants to tell me. If you can take this, Sandy, let me know. I could be right off, but for some reason your brother's showing me there's some connection to a gun. He's showing me a gun. Can you take a connection with your brother and a gun, possibly connected to his passing, or he owned a gun? He's just showing me a gun, so I'm just trying to feel into what this is about. Can you take a gun connected to your brother? He's just showing me a gun. I'm just seeing a gun. Gun, a firearm. Okay. I don't know why he's showing me that, so let me just find out. I almost wanted to say it was like a rifle. I was thinking almost like a hunting rifle or something like that. Okay. Okay, let me just see. I just want to make sure I'm not losing him here. Okay, that he's leaving. Just give me 1 minute here. It's funny, it's almost like your dad came through really strong, and it's almost like this is how I see your father. It's like this, like pushing your brother forward. It's like, say hello, say something. So I'm seeing that. Like I'm seeing that kind of, what do you want to say at that kind of interaction between the two of them, like their personalities? Say something. Okay. And he's talking about mom. Talking about mom wearing her heart on her sleeve. Do you understand that? Mom wearing her heart on her sleeve. So there seems to be a lot of like emotions with your mom. Emotions in terms of loss with mom. Can you take that? Yes. Okay. Because this is your brother talking, because he wants to acknowledge mom. Lots of emotions. Wears her heart on her sleeve. It's like very sensitive. It's almost like waves, It's like he's saying, let me just see if I can get what he sees. Let her know I love her. And then he said some joke like about a pie or a cake. So I feel like, did she make him a favorite? Was there always like a particular pie or a cake that she would have that he loved? Because there was some joke about, I don't know why I'm getting Sarah Lee. But anyways, there's some joke about a pie. So he was being like really serious. Then he said something really funny about like a dessert, a pie or a dessert. And he just wants to acknowledge you, the best pies. Okay, there you go. And he wants to acknowledge you, Sandy. And he's thanking you. And it's just because he's calling you like sis. So I don't know if he called you sis or short and Sandy, but he's just thanking you. He's like, thank you for picking up the pieces. He's saying it just like that. Thank you for picking up the pieces. Thank you for looking out for mom. Thank you for cleaning up the messes. He's saying it all like that. So he's just acknowledging you and the role that you've played. And he's saying, it's funny, he's saying, you know, you are always the stronger one. He's saying it just like that. You are always the stronger one. You are always the wiser one. He's saying that. He's talking about like your inner strength, like backbone. He's saying that. He's just acknowledging that, like you have that. It's almost like he didn't have that, like you had that. He's just acknowledging the difference between you. He's acknowledging, so what's he talking about? What is that? He's talking about it's funny, he's talking about food all the time. He's talking about some other kind of dish. I'm not sure what this is, but I'm just going to say it because this is what popped into my mind. He's saying some other kind of dish. So I don't know if it's like turnip or, what do you call that? I don't know what you call that. Saska. There's a funny word. What's that called? Oh, I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, I can't say that. My tongue doesn't want to say that word. Succotash or turnip, or I feel like it's some kind of vegetable or dish. He's just talking about that. I feel this is maybe a dish that would be made during the holidays. Feels like it's connected to the holidays in some way. Some kind of casserole dish. I don't know. I'm getting succotash. I don't even know what that is, or turnip, or some kind of dish he's bringing forward. I don't know. I don't think it's sweet potatoes, but it's that kind of shade of color. So he's bringing another dish forward and just smiling about that. Loves your mum's food. Loves your mum's food. Because he's talking an awful lot about food. Keeps talking about food. Okay. Let me just see what the message is here. And I'll just wrap it up. It's funny, your brother talked something about brew. So I don't know what brew means. He's talking about brew, and it sounds like beer. I don't know, talking about the beer. So I just wanted to share that, something about beer. Almost like, you know, sitting back, having a cold one, having a brew, having a beer, relaxing. It feels like good times, relaxing, chatting. He's just giving me that feeling about having those experiences with you. Relaxing, feet up kind of thing. Okay. Okay. So just to wrap up the final message. So it's almost like your dad and your brother are saying it at the same time. They're just saying, you know, lots of love to you and mom. Let mom know that we came through. We'll be around as always during the holidays. We'll be there. And it's funny, they're talking about the smells. We'll be there smelling all those beautiful smells. And it's almost like they're saying it together. They're like, sorry, we just want to, they're acknowledging, they're just like, sorry. They're just saying like, sorry that their time was cut short with the two of you. If you can understand that, Sandy, just saying, they're both saying that. Your brother's saying that, and your father's saying that. They're just apologizing. Sorry that the time together was cut short. So they're just apologizing about that. Not, I don't even want to say apologize, but acknowledging that. And they know how that weighs heavy on your hearts. And they're saying that they came through this evening because they want to lighten that load for you. And they want you to know that they're with you, that they love you, they're aware of what you're doing, that they support you. And it's almost like all is well. It's like we couldn't ask for anything more for what you're doing in your life and how you're supporting your mother. So it's like they're leaving you with like God bless you, we love you, all is well. And I'll leave you with their love, Sandy. So thank you so much. Yeah. Yes, they were acknowledging that. And again, they were just sharing with me they're aware of how that weighs on your heart. So they're acknowledging that. So they're, yeah. So I just wanted to see if they wanted to say anything about, you know what? I'm just asking them about healing in general. I was just about to say goodbye to them. And they're just, they're just acknowledging, again, there's a lot of things about family and being together. And they're saying that's where the healing's going to take place, right? In the being together. And I know you're doing some wonderful things. And what you're doing in your work life and helping others, that's bringing about your healing. And then again, being with your mother, that's bringing around your healing, right? And I feel this food. There's some kind of healing around food. I feel like maybe you're cooking with your mother. You're learning the recipes. You're sharing things. You're sharing a good meal. That's in the healing too. And when you're doing all these things and doing that healing, your father and your brother are there with you, like encouraging you, inspiring you. So they're very much with you. And I don't know if you see flashing lights, but I'm just getting flashing lights as a sign. So I almost feel like there's going to be flashing lights on the Christmas tree. Is that funny? Something to do with the Christmas tree lights blinking off and on or something like that. So just be aware of flashing lights as a sign from them. And they're sending all their love to you. Thank you so much, Sandy, for working with me. Thank you, everyone, for this evening. I went a little longer than expected. Thank you for being patient. And I hope everyone found a little bit of healing in all the messages. Again, it seemed to be all about healing and forgiveness and love, and that our relationships are eternal. And there's nothing like a lovely meal and a laugh and getting signs from your loved one in spirit, because after all, right, our relationships are eternal, which is lovely. And just a reminder too, if you are interested in doing mediumship development, I'm offering beginner and advanced classes in January. And And if you wanted to chat to me, you could always email me, message me, and we could talk for a few minutes to see if this is the right fit for you. And my email is just wendy.d'angelo, no apostrophe, all lowercase, at gmail.com. If you'd like to chat about that, I'd be happy to do that with you. And I will be doing some guest appearances at Spiritual Church in January and some other things coming up. So I'm all excited about 2024. So just a reminder, please, to remember to keep your heart brave and your imagination wild, because anything is possible. And lots of love and light to everybody. And I will be doing one more Facebook Live event on December 13th. Then my daughter will be here next Wednesday from Australia, and she'll be here for a couple weeks. So I'm just going to take a little break. I might post some things on my YouTube channel. I'll give you all that information next week. So lots of love to everybody. Lots of healing and sweet dreams, everyone. Take care. Awesome, Cheryl. Yeah, I can't wait. All right. Take care, everybody.